Bug TV.
I'm Smack.
Tom's Mac. Special guest today, man. We got our first girl on the show.
Hey.
Welcome back, man. Let us know how you coming.
Queen.
The queen.
The kings. I know.
Let the people know all you do.
Okay. Let's just start off with what I don't do. Nothing. So no. Okay. I have a boutique, clothing boutique. Everything I got on actually is from my boutique.
Sir.
I got on a Mac head as well. That's my apparel business. I also do cosmetics within that business, accessories. I also do graphic design and professional development. That's Mac of all trades. That's my second business. I am. What else do I know about me? Because I could just keep talking. And it starts to feel like I'm bragging after a while. So I feel like you should ask me about myself, so then I can tell you without feeling like I'm bragging.
So what as far as you know, when did you start this though?
Okay, so I started my first business. Well, I started planning for it like in the middle of 2017 because I was a manager at Route 21 while I was in school, and the store that I was working at closed down. So I was like, I don't want to get another job, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I was in school, because I was working like 40-hour weeks, man. I wasn't doing my homework. Got my first D. I was like, yo, something gotta get. So I decided to start my business, so I started planning, and I actually filed my LLC in December, but I didn't officially launch my business until like February, March of 2018.
Right.
That was my first business, the boutique.
Okay.
And then my second business kind of just came together naturally. This is what I'm talking about YouTube bullshit. It just came together naturally, because once people saw like how my business was doing, and they saw me doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody would ask me for business advice. And like I'll be giving out free smoke like all day long, and then I would realize that like, you know, I would spend like an hour explaining something to somebody, and then they would just let the momentum fizzle. Like they wouldn't even do nothing with it. So it's like I'm wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So like I decided to create a business out of the stuff that I was already doing for people, teaching people how to do what I did. You know what I mean? So like not only am I helping you push your business in 6 months where it took me a year to get, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also getting paid to do so now. And if you decide to let that momentum fizzle, it's cool because you paid.
I get paid, right? I'm getting paid.
Obviously, I want people to actually use the information and, you know, create something with it. But if they don't, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about $1. So yeah.
How you come up with the name Mac? Where that name come from? Cause you know,
okay, so
as a nigga,
I didn't come up with that name.
As a nigga, we think of Mac.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's exactly what it means though. Like what you think it is, what it is, type shit. So Dog is the one who actually first started calling me Mac. I was like 14, and you know I was be cool. I was just doing whatever I was doing. You feel me? And it's just like, damn, Mac. And that shit just stuck. And it was my nickname. And it was like, really only like, you know, NBN, like that group of people called me Mac at first. And so I started, like that was my alias when I did music. So then it just became like the representation of all things creative. Like all my creative side. Everything I did was creative. I just did it under the alias of Mac here. So that's pretty much why everything is under Mac. And now people know me and they'll be like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll introduce myself and I'll say, yeah, I'm Jessica. And, you know, like, we'll talk for a couple of more minutes and then they'll realize, like, oh, you're Mac. Like, you're the Mac girl. Like, you're the girl with the hats. Like, and I'm like, yeah. And so it's just easier for me to just introduce myself as Mac now because it's like, more people recognize me as that than as Jess.
So seeing, like, how far you came with the start, man, how did it make you feel? Like,
I don't know, see, like, because I live in the future, like, I live, like, 10 years ahead of this, so.
You already planned this.
Other people can appreciate how much I've accomplished more than I can, because, like, I'm still, like, so focused on where I'm trying to get that I don't really, it's very rare that I can kind of be like, wow, damn, like, you know, I'll see a memory and I'll be like, oh, Snap, I've only been doing this like a year. Like, that's wild, you know? So it's like, little things like that. I mean, I'm proud of myself, obviously.
But you want to get further.
But yeah, like, I'm like, I got my head down right now, so I'm not even really recognizing everything I'm doing. I'm just trying to go hard while I can.
What's the hardest part about this business, you think?
The hardest part, I would say discipline. Like, so I told y'all, I worked as a manager at Route 21 in 2017, and once I got laid off from that, I never had a job system.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, the hardest part about being self-employed is just practicing discipline. Because nobody, you know what I'm saying, is about to wake you up in the morning and tell you to get to it. Nobody is about to say, hey, you know, you got these bills coming up, like, make sure you get to it. Like, everything you do, you have to do it on your own time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, exactly. And now I work with clients, you know what I'm saying? And I have to produce deliverables. I have to give you something back. You know what I mean? Like, I have to ship out your gear, or I have to create your logo or your business card. And everybody expects things within a timely manner. So you have to have discipline. You know what I mean? Because once people view you as unprofessional,
it's over.
It's over with. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I said slumlord, somebody's gonna come to mind for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter how much you do to improve that. Like, you're labeled as that. So, like, that's one of the things that I strive to do is always come across professional. And in order to do that, I have to practice discipline. I gotta be on my own ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. And being decisive. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's your business, you know, it's not like you come to the round table. I mean, eventually it will be like that, hopefully. But it's not like you come to the round table and you be like, hey, I'm thinking about stocking this product. Like, do y'all think this would do okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think we should do this? Or like, hey, I'm thinking about adding this to the website. You think we should, like, you look around, it's just you. So you have to make the decision. You know what I mean? You gotta, like, really buckle down and do the research, do your market research and see what's going to pop and what's not going to pop, or like what's new, you know, especially in the fashion world. Like, you gotta stay like 10 steps ahead. Yeah, I'm slowly actually moving out of. I started my first business, like, I'm saying a lot. I'm like, so I started my first business in the fashion industry, not because I was super passionate about like being a designer, although I do like it. It was more so that I knew it was not a heavily regulated industry, and I knew that I could make my mistakes there as I learned how to be an entrepreneur and a business owner. Yeah, and in Pennsylvania, period, because there's no sales tax on clothing, so there's a lot of things you don't really have to deal with right off the bat. So I just wanted to do something that I wasn't gonna get caught up, like, you feel me? Motherfuckers looking for me, the IRS knocking on my door, shit. Like, I didn't want it to be like that.
So shit you ain't know what you was gonna get something into.
Right. So it was a good learning process, and I'm kind of like moving out of that and like stretching into different arenas. I'm still gonna have the hats, and I'll still probably do like some small things just to keep like, you know, my brand identity alive. So for the most part, I'm focusing more on.
What's the other avenues you looking at instead of the
So right now I'm really pushing like on expanding my Knack of all trades company. So right now I do graphic design, I do professional development, which is like professional and personal development. So like I'll do mock interviews or, you know, professional headshots, like things like just resume building.
You doing
like
all that?
Yeah. So that's like, you know, the side of it, like somebody who's still looking at you know, developing themselves as an employee, you know what I mean? And then I have the administrative and legal side where I help people form LLCs and, you know, get their sales tax licenses and things like that. And then I want to move into credit repair because my credit just popped in, and I want everybody credit to be popping. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to move into that arena next.
Is it hard, especially around this area, for people to be on the same accord as you? If you talking about doing credit, like, there's probably a lot of people around here credit that's messed up.
Yeah.
So is it hard, like, to work with clients around here?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean that's the reason that I kind of want to do it, because we can create wealth like in our own community. You know what I mean? Like, if imagine if, like, I was talking to Black Kid about this recently. You know, imagine if you know, you have your group of friends, right? Imagine if everybody got together and was like, let me finish that because Black Kid started off with it. And, you know, he was telling me, I don't know if it was something that he saw or just some idea that he came up with, but he's like, imagine if, you know, you had a friend group and everybody was like, all right, we all gonna put this much aside every week and we're gonna focus on this person, we're gonna pay off all their debt, and then we're gonna move to the next person, and then we're gonna move to the next person. And then, like, you know, that level of community, in a year, 2 years time, everybody's debt free. Now, like, all right, what are we gonna invest in? Like, we put this much money to the side for 2 years straight, now let's put it to the side and start investing in things now that we're all out of the hole, you know what I mean? So, like, there's so many things that you can do when you have a strong economic community. So I would love to help people in this area build up their credit. I would love for everybody to have good credit, so we can be like, oh, the mall's for sale.
Right.
That, like, you feel me? Let's get a group of 20 people. Let's all throw in this much money and let's go in on it and be, you know, shareholders of this mall. Let's bring it back to life. So not only now do we have something that's economically booming in our own community, but we own it. Like, you know, now we're getting the profits from that. We're reaping the benefits of shopping now. Like, you know, things like that. So, I don't know. I don't think I think it would, maybe it would be a challenge to help some people with their credit, but essentially I'll be getting paid to do it. And the benefits of having a community where people are not in debt, that's invaluable. So, you know what I mean? It's just continue to be rewarding, even after the check is cut.
Yeah, that definitely does.
Yeah. So everybody have good credit. You feel me? Everybody got good credit.
Need that.
Right. And it's kind of childish that we need it, you know, like go in debt to prove that, you know what I mean? You could be a good debtor.
Right.
That's
Like,
just silly.
That's ridiculous.
But that's the world we live in, so you gotta play the game to change the game, right?
Yes.
I'm reading this book right now, Financial Freedom, My Only Hope. And it's really, really good. It's really good. I'm only a couple of chapters in, but already, like, he talks about our currency and our economic climate and, like, basically, like, how the value of the dollar keeps going down, why it keeps going down, who owns, you know, the Federal Reserve, who makes the money, basically creates money out of thin air. You know, like, it's wild. It's really good. I recommend that everybody reads that book because, like, just in the first couple of chapters, I learned so much. Like, a bank can lend out 90% more money than it has on hand.
What?
Right. So I put $100 in the bank, and now they have $100 in the bank, right? Now they can loan you $1,000 because they can lend out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or $900, y'all. They give you $900. So now out of just my $100, there's $1,000 in speculation that doesn't really exist. So if we all went to the bank at the same time and was like, let me get my money, it wouldn't be there. That's how the Great Depression happened, because people got scared. You feel me? The economy started falling. You know what I mean? We were going through a recession. Everybody got scared, went to go take their money out the bank. The money wasn't in the bank because they was creating fake money. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that caused the housing collapse. You know, the collapse of the housing market. It was the same thing. All these people were getting loans for houses they couldn't afford because the bank could create money out of thin air. Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
I mean, you got to think, like, and then we bailed them out. So what risk did they take by giving anybody? We getting too deep into this, but yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
No, it is.
The more you know, man. The more you know. You gotta play the game, change the game, and you gotta know what the game is to play the game. So I definitely recommend the book. It's a really, really good book. And I just started it.
Appreciate you for sharing that book with us.
For sure.
Let's talk about graphic designers. What's some logos and stuff you came up with, like, locally?
Well, me and Brandon collabed on yours.
Yep, shout out to y'all for
Brandon
that.
and I
love it.
We also collabed on Lowe's, Low TV, Low Vision TV.
Yep.
I've done Take 3 Boutique logo. I've done Ashley Jefferson, her InStyle boutique is about to launch soon. I did her website, her business cards, and her logo. I did Bliss of Beauty. She's out of Columbus. That's she's a Tarver.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did her logo. I did a lot of stuff. I'm trying to think. I did Sour Life's website. I did One City One Hood's website.
Shout out to
Pittsburgh.
everybody out there hustling and grinding, man. All these young entrepreneurs out there, keep doing your thing.
Definitely.
You're doing your thing, especially Mac right here, one of the hardest working women in the city right now.
In the world.
Oh, in the world. Oh, excuse me. So I gotta ask you this about the music.
Oh, okay.
All right. Are you done with the music, or?
No. I'm not done with music. I like music. It's always been just more therapeutic for me than anything else. Like, I just like to make music. It's
Right,
like
gotcha.
more of a hobby than like a serious like aspiration. No, I'm not done with music. I'm definitely want to like make at least one tape. That's on my bucket list. Like, just finish an album. But I just don't really have that much time to record.
Right.
And when I do get time to get into the studio, I'm usually like helping Tanasia. You know what I'm saying? Like, not helping her like writing or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like working
Get
the boards
better.
for her. Yeah,
Okay.
like, you know, stuff like that. So
That's what's up.
yeah. But I definitely, it's gonna come one day. 2022, that's what I said. 2022.
Damn,
I just know what to say.
We're gonna
I'm
forget back
being
with rapping by then.
I'm being real with now. I'm gonna try and drop the tape next year.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got some plans next year. I'm trying to be gone for a minute, so I want to drop it before that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Now speaking of plans, what's the future looking like for Mac? How far are we gonna see Mac?
See, I wish I could tell y'all, like, you know, the details, but I ain't got it matched out yet. Like, for me, I don't even know. I just know that, like, I'm going to keep going hard. I'm planning, I got a few different things in the works for a couple of businesses that I want to start. And a couple of investments that I want to make, but ain't nothing solidified. And I don't like to speak on stuff before it's solidified. Not to be all, like, whatever, like, spooky vibes. It's not like that. Like, it's not, no. But, you know, I'm just trying to keep everything under wraps until I bring it to fruition. But
gotcha.
yeah, I got some shit in the works. I'm just trying to be successful, trying to get back, build up my community. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't begin or end with us. You know, we're just pieces in it. Exactly. So I definitely want everything to come full circle back to, like, you know, bringing this community back to life. I like the entrepreneurial awakening that everybody's had. You know what I'm saying? Like,
time, because it's like at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, it is. Everybody seems like they're interested in starting businesses, which is wonderful. You feel me? And if you get stuck at any point, come to Mac. I would love to help you. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of different things only because I've done it a couple of times. So I would love to help anybody who's interested in starting a business and doesn't know where to start, or, you know, hits a rough point, gets stuck. Get with me. I would love to help.
Get with her.
Also, I just want to say, because, like, it does seem like everybody's interested in starting a business, and, you know, it looks really good. Like, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, people have hyped up to be, like, a luxurious way of living and a lucrative way of living. Right. But business doesn't start off like that. Like, you have to grind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to put in that work. It's not like you about to start a business and then you going to cry and moan all over Facebook about how nobody's supporting you until you get support. Like, you feel me? Like, that's not what business is. Like, you really got to be 10 toes down. You have to be patient. You got to be willing to wait a couple of years to start making a real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, making it a real lucrative business. So with that being said, everybody ain't got it. You feel me? Everybody's not an entrepreneur. I hate to be the bearer of bad news because it does seem like a good thing, and I want to support anybody who's seriously interested in being an entrepreneur, but it's not no walk in the park, and it's not easier than having a job. You feel me? Like the things I have to think about, like, you know what I mean? I met with one of my classmates, you know, because he's doing financial something, advisement. Okay. You know, something in that ballpark. And those are things that I have to think about as a business owner. I have to think about a retirement plan for myself. I have to think about, you know what I mean, health insurance. And you know what I mean? Like the benefits that come with a regular salary position that you don't get as an entrepreneur. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your business is going to have to provide that for you at some point. It's not just something that you can do just to, I mean, you can do it as a side hustle. Absolutely, you can do it as a side hustle. But if you're serious about business, you have to think about things like your health insurance and your business's insurance and the building you have your business's insurance. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to think about your retirement plan. Like, there's no pension for just no entrepreneur out here getting it. Like, you feel me? Like, you got to set up your own pension fund, your own 401k type shit, you know? And you have to create a business that's in a position to provide those things for you.
I think it's harder for to be an entrepreneur than to have a job.
It is. It's much harder. Yeah. And that's why I say everybody ain't got it. Everybody ain't got it. But if you want to do it seriously, I would love to help. Like I said, if you want to do it as a side hustle, you know what I'm saying, and keep it on the 5, that's brilliant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but there is no shame in being a good employee. It's no shame in finding a field that you're passionate about and, you know what I mean, working to excel in that field. There's no shame in that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel you.
Because I just feel like in this generation, millennials make people feel so bad for wanting to get a job. There's nothing wrong with working for a company. You know, find a good company that you believe in, that treats its employees right, and then do your best to excel and create a life for yourself inside that company, and make sure that you're creating wealth for yourself outside of that company. That's the only advice that I would give you, is making sure that you're taking the money that you have in there to invest in other things. That way, you know, your income is not just like solely depending on this job. But there's no shame in being a good employee.
But this generation, they don't. A lot of kids, they don't take direction. They don't listen to authority. Yeah. So that's why they don't want to have a job. They can't have somebody in their face telling them what they're going to do.
You can't tell them nothing.
Exactly.
And that's a very, very dangerous trait.
Yeah.
To feel like, you know, you have all the answers, because nobody's ever done learning. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Compared to what I could know, I don't know anything. Like, you feel me?
Right.
So like I don't even give me the line in here. I don't know anything. And anybody who feels any differently than that is in trouble. Like, you feel me? There's always something that you can learn, and there's always a new way to learn how to do things. You know what I mean? So you gotta be open-minded. You gotta be willing to, like, not be right all the time.
Appreciate you letting us come through for the Mac and Bug TV interview.
Of course.
Any last comments you want for the people?
Well, my Instagram is just the Mac, JESS, the MAK, no C. My boutique Instagram is Max Beauty Boutique, and my graphic design professional development Instagram is Mac of All Trades Co.
Follow all them, man.
Follow all of that and reach out if you need any help. I would love to collab.
Yep, you heard it here first. Man, shout out to my dog Chubby Chub too, another entrepreneur working. He's behind the camera, so y'all don't get to see him that much. But follow us on the IG at Bug TV 100.